So I'm going to invite Mr. Peter Borozan with Cask and Kettle to the stage, please. Showing how to use the green button will advance your slides around here.
Hi, my name is Pete Borozan. This is Lucinda Wright. We're two of the founders of Cask and Kettle. Cask and Kettle is the world's first complete hot cocktail that resides inside of a Cordial K-Cup. We've got samples outside in the lobby afterwards for you to taste if you'd like. Some folks I know have tasted them so far. So 2018 was really fourth quarter of the year that we got kicked off. We've had a very productive 2019, learned a lot about the business and generated some good sales. We're going to be sold in 11 states in April. We're in over 500 liquor stores and chain stores throughout the country. 2020 is going to be a big year for us. It's a big growth year, which is the reason we're here to talk to you tonight. Management team, CPG, veterans, big companies. We've started businesses, we've run businesses. We're diversified around R&D, quality, sales, marketing, and operations. So what is the product? The product is a complete hot cocktail that sits in a Keurig K-Cup. So here's the K-Cup, here's our hot blonde coffee, and what's inside of here are concentrated liquids. It's concentrated alcohol, concentrated flavors, and concentrated coffee. We formulate it with food industry expertise so that when you put it in your machine and you run it just like a regular cup of coffee, out comes a complete hot cocktail. So in the hot cocktail is the coffee, the alcohol, and the flavoring all in one, ready to drink. 4 flavors currently: Irish coffee, spiked cider, hot blonde, my favorite, and Mexican coffee. So I have Lucinda tell you a little bit more about the business now.
So this slide tells you why a year and a half ago I walked out of our consultancy, took 0 paycheck, raided our 401ks, talked our family and friends into investing. This is the slide right here, which is the opportunity in the marketplace. Here's the deal. Keurig is out there selling Keurig machines left and right every day. As a matter of fact, this last Black Friday, Walmart was selling them for $40. So household penetration of Keurig machines was at 41% last year. Given the last holiday, I can't wait to see what this number is. The pod business alone is over $4 billion. Both of these are growing every single year. And then we come out of a consultancy, we help other people launch businesses. So we wouldn't have launched ours if we hadn't done market research. I don't know how much market research experience is in the room, but you're typically shooting for a 60% top 2 box purchase intent when you do research on new products. I, in 30 years, have not seen something be 93, 87, 90, 80, and those were our lowest numbers. So the consumer excitement around our business idea was astronomical. The business is growing. Spirits are up, 9 straight years. Wine and beer are down, but spirits are up. So the trends are positive. The product's fabulous. We are the first to market, and we're still the only to market. And the business is growing dramatically. I'm out of time, but I just want to show you what the map looks like. Pete already mentioned 11 states. Walmart gave us the yes last year. We're rolling out in 4 states with them in April. They called today. They added on a 5th state. We're meeting with Meijer next week. We're in Safeway, Albertsons, Binny's, Publix. We're in conversations with, rolling out in Florida. So we're on a roll, which is why we need cash. And that's why we're here. I'm a minute over? Am I? Oh my God, I have a minute. Oh my gosh, that almost never happens. Let's keep going then. Okay. I thought for sure we ran out of time. Okay, so when you're the first in the marketplace, the responsibility is on our shoulders to educate everybody, because no one knows what we are. So because of that, we sell in shippers, see all the way to the left or right, depending on what side of the microphone you're on. That's a display shipper. I was talking earlier to someone. That allows us to explain to people, yes, we're a K-Cup, yes, there's coffee in there, yes, there's booze in there, explain to people what we are, shelf talkers, store finders. If you want to find us, you can go to our website, put your address in, and the places that we're selling will pop up. In-store sampling. And then here's what the money looks like. So I'm almost out of time. But because we had $300,000 in our first year, we'll be at between $6 and $1 million this year, depending on how fast we grow and how many new chains we bring on. So for us, our cash flow is really a sliding scale, depending on how quickly we grow and what that accelerated growth looks like. So we couldn't just show a P&L anymore. We got tired of updating it. Every day it was out of date. So instead, we went with a graphical representation. So you can see this is what our world looks like every day. Okay, out of time. Thanks for your attention.
So we have 5 minutes for questions. I'm sorry?
What are you asking for? Go back to the...
Oh, the funding. So we are between $500,000 and $1.5 million, depending upon how quickly the business grows. So the near-term needs are $500,000 for this year. Crunch kinds of come in October, so we've got some time to raise it.
So do you see the cash flow needs side?
The cash flow is the...
Go ahead.
There's not. The trick, though, is that it's not too hard to make a good drink. It's really hard to make a great drink. And if you taste our drinks, they're really great drinks. So, you know, while our drinks are simple ingredient lines, all natural, caffeine-free, gluten-free, very complicated to formulate. Our Irish coffee has 11 ingredients in it. To get it to, and any one of them is off, drink's no good. So really trade secret around the formula.
The other thing I would say is there are only three distilleries in the country that we know of that can do this. Not easy to you know, there's a kettle, you got to cook it, there's all this, you have to have this special packaging. So Temperance, Michigan is our distillery. So we're Michigan made and headquartered in Michigan. So that's the other piece of it. The other part, frankly, is just arrogance. The coffee guys aren't going to do it because booze is too hard. The booze people think, oh, we're this little niche-y kind of cute little thing, right? So it's going to be someone, if someone else does it, it's going to be someone like us, who is just small and refuses to take no for an answer, doesn't believe we're in a box of a certain kind. And we do know the Keurig guys and all the booze guys are watching us every day. They are paying attention on our LinkedIn, they're following our sales. So I just think they're too big and they'll never do it.
I think you've got a question right in the back. Pete?
Go ahead.
So given your Kellogg's and Kashi people,
Yeah.
you know that retail space is very difficult to get.
Yeah.
So describe how you get square footage and particularly off-shelf, independent display space from Walmart, et cetera.
Yeah, so I was vice president of marketing at Kellogg, and I managed Raisin, Corn, Nutri-Grain bars, Worthington Business. I managed the Kashi buy, so I understand exactly. And I worked at Meijer for 5 years. I started up all their own brand for all the foods business. So I've been on both sides. What's interesting about the spirits world is that the set's not that big. So if you think about Walmart, for instance, they believe they're under-indexing in spirits, so they're investing in it. We also, if you look at the footprint of this, the size and the footprint of this was deliberate for resets. So this mimics what we would replace. Let's say you pull a bottle of booze off, this goes on. The other piece and the key to getting either on shelf or off shelf is all about incrementality. And we're an incremental drinking occasion. We have Catalina data too that says people bought, you know, Jack Daniel's plus us, Angry Orchard plus us. So retailers love it when you come to them and say, we're an incremental ring in this basket for you. That's the money shot for us. Yeah. Pardon? So our distillery is in Temperance, Michigan. So it's booze, right? So you have to have a distillery. We're not even allowed to touch it. We literally sell it to a distributor, and a distributor sells it out. It's highly controlled. So Temperance Distilling in Temperance, Michigan. Let the irony of that sit in for a second. Yeah, right. We're producing our hot blonde this Thursday, actually. Co-manufacturer. Yeah. They're great. They're really creative. We lucked out there. Yep. We live with, I can't believe how many restrictions, right? State by state, federal restrictions. Pete had to go to the federal government just to launch. I didn't think they were going to let us launch the business because we're the first, so they wrote federal regulations around us. I have to go meet and have lunch with the commissioner of the MLCC here in Michigan in a week because they don't want to approve. I mean, I live regulations, but those are all pretty typical spirits.
We deal with it.
We deal with it, but it's also why the coffee guys won't get into this. It's super hard to break into the booze business. Yeah. No problem. Yep, we can go to 50 mil, and then Pete's all over. So Pete's, modest, but he was the big kahuna supply chain at Nestle. So we have decades of supply chain experience, and we're set up to 50 million, and even then, the change parts for a new machine would be like 16 weeks max.
Yeah, 16 weeks to 50 million in
biggie.
revenue.
No biggie.
And we got 50 now.
Yeah, we're on that. That's it.
Last
That's all we.
question.
Oh, yeah, I know. And we don't have any. So I say we're small, we're little, we're small, we're little. So planogram is interesting because we're creating, it doesn't exist, right? So welcome to the world that we live in of having to create it. We push to be in with the cordials and with the coffee liqueurs like rum chata, all that. They want to put us in ready-to-drink cocktails, which is like the worst possible thing for us. So we push for the cordials. And actually, for world market, for instance, we're in the coffee set, and we do really well there too. So we push, and then we take what they give us, and we figure out how to be successful where we are, to be honest. DrinkWorks, so AB InBev has come up. Have you heard of DrinkWorks, the big machine that's a $400 machine that does the cold cocktails? You familiar with that launch? I really was excited about having someone else, drive people to the set. I really thought they would help us, but
the
they
sweetest.
didn't. Sorry, I gotta go. Sorry, enough. Cut.